Imagine waking up in the middle of the hospital, not knowing how you got there, not knowing what happened, but being told by the nurses and the doctors that you have been unconscious for 2.5 hours. And the last thing you remember is trying to walk to work. Unfortunately, that's what happened to me. That's one of the many things that happened to me. I have this disease called complex regional pain syndrome. I have type 2. It usually happens to people after an injury or a surgery. In my case, it was a surgery that was going right for both of my feet, but ended horribly in the long run because nerves usually regenerate after surgeries and they kind of go back to normal because, they get nipped a bit. It happens. It's not your surgeon's fault. My surgeon's amazing. He did a great job. He did exactly what he needed to do. Unfortunately, my nerves malfunction and they won't work. And I found this out through a couple of hospitalizations I had of falling about good, like twice, being unconscious for, again, 2.5 hours and not knowing what happened. Basically, my body went into shock from all the pain that I was feeling because it's a constant pain. It's 24/7. Imagine waking up and thinking someone just put your feet into a bucket of ice, both of your feet, because it's both of my feet that are affected by this, and you can't get your feet out of the ice. It's been there all night. But the fact that you also are running on very little sleep because the pain has kept you up all night. I'm running on very little sleep now because I just can't sleep anymore. Because it's just so hard. Because the pain, it's like pain insomnia, they like to call it sometimes. A year after I had my surgery, I ended up with a stress fracture and I had no idea how I got it. I was like, where did this come from? I didn't even fall over. I didn't do anything. I'm just in pain all the time. And the pain would get worse and worse and worse as time went on. My podiatrist had no idea how I ended up with a stress fracture either. So I took some time off of work and I went back normally, but I was still in pain. And he's like, it still hurts? And I said, it still hurts. I can't handle it. It's hurting so bad that you think just standing on your feet is bad. That's bad, but even just sitting down is bad. I get major headaches from this pain, so I could be sitting doing nothing for a whole hour, but I can't even concentrate for most of that hour. I can't handle it sometimes. It's so painful. The pain, it's literally my nervous system. My peripheral nervous system is so damaged now, and it won't work, that it's sending pain signals back and forth from my brain saying, hey, there's something wrong, so we're just going to keep telling you there's something wrong. Pain, 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 pain. That's what it is. 24/7, you can't get rid of it. You can't do anything. The only time it goes away is if you were in a deep sleep and you can't wake up from it, but you will eventually wake up from it because you'll probably have insane stuff happening. Complex regional pain syndrome, it affects people differently. It can be fatal in a lot of cases where it can open you up to a lot of autoimmune diseases, different illnesses. Your immune system is out of whack. Your immune system is really messed up. Like, you can't fix it's so bad. I got a cold where I haven't had a cold in so long, and my cold turned into like tonsillitis pretty fast. Strep throat, tonsillitis. It was like my whole throat was terrible. I was like, what's wrong with me? Now, did my tonsillitis hurt that much? No, because my feet hurt way worse. Every other pain, I had my wisdom tooth extracted, and I barely cared about the pain meds for that because honestly, the pain in my feet were worse. And if you had wisdom teeth extracted, you know it kind of sucks sometimes. But again, the pain in my feet were way worse, and I just didn't understand how bad it could be. It's prolonged excessive pain, and you can't stop it. And it changes your skin tone. You don't even like your skin being touched. I can't have anyone touch my feet without wanting to scream. When my podiatrists have to look at my feet, I want to cry. Actually, I'm lying. I want to cry, but I do cry. Not just I want to cry. I actually don't want to cry in front of anybody, but I just do it anyway. And it's insane swelling. The temperature feels weird. And there's so much going on in my feet. I'm getting blood clots, and it's spreading up my leg now. It has gone to my ankles, and now I'm feeling it in my leg. The blood clots, we don't kind of want them to reach any higher than my knee because that goes straight up to my lungs, and that's called a pulmonary embolism, and that will kill me, so I kind of don't want that, but it is very possible to happen. There's different treatments for it, but I cannot afford these treatments. There's no way I can do these treatments because honestly, I can't even work anymore now. I literally had to leave my job because it was getting so hard for me to work, and I was like, this is bad. And my boss at the time said to me too, in the most honest way, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't just let you work here if you're in this much pain, because she could see it. I was making mistakes just sitting at a front desk, trying to even answer the phone. I couldn't even answer the phone sometimes because a pain flare would happen, and I would have to sit there and put the phone down. I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't say anything to anyone. And it takes a lot of energy out of me. So I'm also really tired, and I also just can't concentrate. I would not wish this on my worst enemy, because this is pretty bad, and I hate it. You get pain sweats. That's super embarrassing because like you just start sweating out of nowhere because it's just really bad pain. You get headaches out of nowhere. Well, the headaches aren't out of nowhere because you know when they're coming from. You know that once you get a pain flare, you're gonna get a headache. And you know what bad headaches are like. They're terrible, and nobody likes headaches at all. This video basically is to tell you that I need some help. Because even if doing disability, and I haven't even gotten awarded that yet, because that's going to take a very long time to even do, because that's normal. I need these treatments that are really expensive. I tried one of the treatments already. It's acupuncture. It didn't work. They barely could. Once they even started touching me, and you're not even supposed to feel those needles, but I could feel those needles, and it was horrible. That didn't work at all for me. I want to try to get more treatments, but other treatments, I just can't afford those treatments. There's a place that actually specializes with people with this disease, and I really want to try my best to get those treatments, but I can't afford them. Just 5 sessions on one of the treatments is over $670. That's just 5 sessions, and this is something you need constantly. And I'm like, without working, without even being able to do those things, without even if I had like disability right now and I was approved for it already, I still couldn't afford those treatments. And the fact that I had to stop working, that really hurts because I like working. I like being useful. I like doing things. I like being active. But this disease has affected my body so much. My immune system's so messed up, as I said before. It causes crazy pain tremors because it's peripheral nerves that are damaged and knocked out, because the neurologist tested me and noticed it and said it and was like, hey, there's something wrong with your nerves. They're not working and they're kind of messed up. And I'm like, well, duh, they're messed up. I can kind of feel it. They go up to my back, so my back is constantly hurting now. Like, just laying on my back hurts. I just still sit there and it'll be like these weird constant spasms that I can't control and I can't stop. My toes, where everything started, one of them is not moving at all. Basically, it's like a pinky toe. It just stays. It just won't move. The other one's starting to do that. My neurologist basically told me that I'm ending up with muscle atrophy because of it. My podiatrist also noticed what I have. My bones are very weak now. They're softer. I've lost a lot of bone density. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is get these treatments. The treatments will slow down the progression of it and won't stop it because there is no cure. There are so many people out there with what I have, but it's still rare. There's not enough research going into it. There's really not a lot of things that can be done about it. Some people get treatments and they respond great to it, and some people get treatments and they don't respond great to it at all. Nothing. They don't have any response to the treatments. Like I said, acupuncture did nothing for me. I just want to be able to sleep again. I just want to be able to live my life again. I literally wake up and I don't even want to get up. There are days that people don't want to wake up at all. The leading cause of death, besides all the extra illnesses that this thing can bring you, is suicide. A lot of people end up taking their own life, and it's horrifying because they'd rather not live than live with this pain. It is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. My surgery healing from that was easy pain. This is insane. So anything that you can do to help, I would be so grateful. Even $1 goes pretty far. Please check out the link to my GoFundMe. I wrote more about my story there too, if you need to know anything. Thanks for listening.